everybody. It's me, Timmy Flyersguy, and welcome to the latest episode. Of Throwback Flyersguy. Right now, in my life, I am 38 years old. I'll be 39 on December 8th. And it got me thinking back to all the music I used to hear, and the music I used to listen to when I was a kid and when I was an adult. And when I was a teenager and when I got into my adult years. I've been a fan of music my whole life.
What am I doing with that?
It all started back when I was a kid. I would listen to the oldie station with my mom. And she put that on all the time. When I got older, I was a little embarrassed because of the music that she played in the car when, I didn't, my friends hearing it because, they would think I was uncool or something. There were times when I would go into the grocery store and I'd hear that song by Amy Grant, Baby Baby, and I used to hear that all the time. Not just in the car, but in the grocery store as well. Another song I used to hear was Everybody Plays the Fool. I used to hear it all the time when I went to Thriftway with my mom. And Thriftway was still around. And I remember during 94 and 95, I listened to all kinds of music. I listened to Tupac, sometimes some Biggie. One song that really I was into was Ace of Base. I saw the song that came out around 1993. And it was a really good song, very iconic song from 1993. Because everybody loved Ace of Base. And then there was that other Ace of Base song, All That She Wants. And he goes, All That She Wants is another baby, that song. And I used to hear it all the time. And when I used to go to the grocery store or CVS with my mother, or a clever department store, I would hear certain songs that really caught my ear. It really became a big memory in my life. And I remember the first time hearing Mariah Carey, and it was around 95. I heard the song Dream Lover. Yeah, that song was previously released in 93, but 95 is when I heard it. And I remember driving the car with my mother and my sister. We were going to church or something, and it was either 95 or 96. It might have been 96 because it was snowing that day. And there was snow all over the ground that day. It was winter of 96. I remember it kind of cleared up a couple of days. We were able to go out and drive in the snow in the van. After going to church stuff at CVS, the song Dream Lover, we started listening to another Mariah Carey song. That song was Always Be My Baby and Fantasy. Those are two great songs. Fast forward to 1996. And 96 was a huge change for music. Boy bands became the thing back in 96. We had boy bands like Hanson. We also had groups, girl groups, such as the Spice Girls. In 97 we had Savage Garden, and we had the Backstreet Boys, who started in 96, believe it or not. And music just seems really connect with me in a certain way. When I was a kid, I steered away from the old music. A lot of great 90s music that my dad liked that I got into. What that song is called. It's by Melissa Etheridge. Time of all the time. All that mark the fire. That song. I remember that song. Also, who can forget? And how can you forget? All I want to do is have some fun. Actually, not talking by, Sheryl Crow. And once I got older, around 97, I started really liking the Backstreet Boys. Savage Garden, NSYNC was one of them, but they became a group a year later, I think. And around 98, I really didn't listen to music that much. It was a strange time for me. The only time I would ever listen to music was if it was on the radio, or my sister had it playing on her radio upstairs. One song in particular I remember from 98, 99 was that song Better Off Alone. That's a great song. It's a club song, but it's got a good beat to it. I like it. And it's tasty. And I have to go back to the 90s when I used to listen to groups like the Real McCoy. I really like their cover of Come and Get Your Love, which soon became was just a cover. I thought that was the original song until I heard the original by the group Redbone, and that's a pretty good song too. So 98, 99, I didn't really buy albums. The only album I ever listened to in 98, 99 was the South Park album, Chef Aid. And that album had all kinds of groups on there. It had Old Dirty, you know what? Because I can't say that word on here. So I'm just going to say ODB. Not to be confused with ODB, the wrestler, and TNA Impact ODB, the rapper. They had a lot of great songs. They had a song by Rancid, and they had a lot of great songs. A lot of great musicians on that album. And in 99, 2000, I was still not listening to music, but that as much. But I did hear a lot of commercials, like, that's what I call music. I heard this song Back Here by BB Matt Mock, and it was a really good song. It was a song that got stuck in my head because they would play that commercial in the mornings and in the afternoon at every single time I hear that song. And CD compilations were actually pretty good. I remember the Buzz Ballads commercial that aired a year later. So 99, 2000, I really wasn't listening to music as much. I would hear it on the radio, and I listened to it on the radio. And around 2000, 2001, I really started liking music. I started liking a lot of great songs. There were some songs that I really liked. 2000, 2001. Baha Man, Who Let the Dogs Out was a great song. I remember listening to that song in December 2000, and also listening to that song right after I got out of the hospital, came home after having spinal fusion. I remember hearing that song. Let's not forget about Destiny's Child. I heard a lot of that as well. And just a big fan of music. I really was. And 2001, 2002 is when I really started listening to music. And one of the songs that I liked was How You Remind Me by Nickelback. I also remember hearing Hella Good by No Doubt. And let's not forget I Go Wherever You Go by Calling. That was a song that I listened to in 2000. 2002 and 2003 was a tough time for me. I was having a tough year at school that year. I mean, academically I was doing good. But that year I was just stressed out about a lot of stuff. Just trying to fit in and trying to get people to like me. It was hard. And 2002, the music really helped me cope with some of that. Because I would listen to Linkin Park, I would listen to Creed, I would listen to all kinds of songs. It would really help me. It would really help me get through the days. And 2003 was a tough year for me because there were times where I got really sick. I didn't want to eat anything because I was so sick. And my music helped me get through that as well. 2003, 2004. That was a good year for me. It was a year. There were some struggles that year. Music really helped me get through a lot of stuff. 2003, I started listening to music. I started listening to that song, "Watch It, You and I," by Alex Band and Carlos Santana. I assume that there were two versions of that song. There was one with Chad Kroeger and one with Alex Band. Two different versions. And for some reason, they added both versions on the radio, and I listened to both versions. During this time, I had my sister download music for me. And this is back when people used to download music. They used to make mix CDs, and I added a couple of songs to the mix CD. I had the song "Grow Up" by Simple Plan. I had some Nickelback songs. There's all kinds of music that I really enjoyed listening to, and music really got me through a lot of bad times in my life. I remember coming home from the hospital after having pneumonia. I was finally sent home, and I can remember listening to music on my Walkman, my Discman, and I was listening to Good Charlotte, Young and Hopeless, the album that I got for Christmas. That's when I started really collecting albums. And I started listening to Young and Hopeless. There are a lot of great songs on there. The Day That I Die, Bloody Valentine, the anthem, Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. It was a great album. I also listened to the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Greatest Hits album, which was a really good album that I really enjoyed. A lot of great songs. Give It Away was on there. Other Side was on there. Under the Bridge. Really other great hits. And fast forward to 2004, 2005. At the time, I would always go to my local deli as a kid, and I would always hear all these music when I was a kid. I didn't really have much interest in it as a kid, but around 2004 and 2005, I started hanging out there a lot more, and I really got a taste of the oldies, and it really became a part of my routine to go around there every day. Well, not every day, but rather was nice. I would go around the tacos, and the employees would have the music playing. They would hold these on the Avon. Sometimes they would have WMGK playing, and sometimes they would have the New Jersey station playing. They would play old music as well, and I really got into it. I'm like, this music is actually really good. I mean, people that are singing these songs, they're actually putting their heart and soul into the music. And I remember so many fun times at Times Deli. Unfortunately, Times Deli is unfortunately no longer around. It had a good run now, but 2025 was the last year of Times Deli. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can't really go around there anymore or see any of my friends anymore because that place just has closed down. But the music was really good. I remember just listening to the music all the way into 2016. But around that time, I remember listening to the newer music. And some of that was actually pretty good music. I mean, it was catchy. You could dance to it, and it had a good beat to it. Music really helped me get through this. When my dad passed away, I played In My Life by the Beatles, and it reminded me so much of my dad because my dad had a guitar, and he would try to play that song. He just never get past that one note, and he really enjoyed at least attempting to try to play that song. After that, the One Tree Hill TV series I started watching around 2015. And had some great music as well. The music of One Tree Hill One Tree Hill had such a definitive soundtrack to it. Like there were songs on there from the Ghetto Kids, Jack's Mannequin, Not a Surf. The list goes on. The music of One Tree Hill was great. It was amazing. And it really, every time you hear the music in any of the scenes in that show, it would really give you the feel of each scene. You have to feel happiness, sadness, triumph, everything that you would want in that show. They would have music for everything in that show. Around 2017, which was one of the hardest things that ever happened to me in my life in 2017, I was rushed to the hospital via ambulance. In the night of July of 2017, the day of July, it was a very cloudy day. Well, it was a cloudy day that day. It just felt like a very ominous day. It felt like it did not feel right. Because at the time, I had gone back to the hospital, and I got a reconstructive surgery on my back because the rod that I got on my back in 2000 ended up poking through my back, and there was room. It was horrible. I had to go to the emergency room, and I ended up having to get surgery. A couple of days later, they discharged me, which I didn't know why. And the day they discharged me, it was a cloudy day that day. My Uncle Paul came to pick me up to drive us home. Me and my mom. I went home, put the TV on, watched some TV, went on the computer for a little bit, and I talked to a few people on Twitter, back when it was called Twitter, and I went to bed that night, not knowing what was going to happen to me later that night. And the night I woke up, gasping for air and struggling to breathe. My mom tried to resuscitate me. I came through, but then went right back into gasping for air again. Now, I don't recall what happened after that. It's a blur to me, but my mom and Flora told me that they took me out of bed, put me on the gurney, put me in the ambulance, and took me to Jane's Hospital. This is one of the most challenging nights of my life. Challenging weeks ever. Challenging years ever because I was in the hospital for 2017. Was in there for a few weeks. Then I went through a step-down program at a rehab facility. And I was there from August of, August, maybe August of 2017, all the way into the week after New Year's I came home. And there were times in my life where I was at that hospital and at the rehab facility where I felt depressed. I felt defeated, and I felt weak. My sister, who came to see me, Miss Shelley, she played music for me on her iPhone. And there were some songs that I really enjoyed listening to. It really helped me get through things. I remember listening to one song that my sister played for me, and I ended up just crying. And the song was The Resolution by Jackson Madigan. I just started crying because I wanted to go home. I didn't want to be in the hospital again. I wanted to be with my family. I wanted to be with my friends. And even though I was crying, the music that we listened to really helped me get through things. A couple of songs I listened to were The Great Big Storm by Fun and Carry On by Fun. Those songs really helped me get through it. I only had to remember my cousin coming to see me at the hospital. I remember she just played music for me as well. A lot of great music we listened to. We listened to Duncan Cheek, Barely Breathing, and that's a great song. I really enjoyed that song. And even when I got back out of the hospital, the rehab facility, I went home and it was a long road to recovery. But I got my first Alexa at the time. My sister had got me one. My mom and my sister had got me an Alexa for Christmas that year. And I had all the music. I could listen to. Music gets me pumped, gets me excited, and when I got on the Alexa, I started making my own playlists. I made a Tano's Deli playlist in memory. Tano's Deli, I played all these songs from the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. And I also make playlists, pre-game playlists, before I watch the Flyers. Because I would get myself pumped up for hockey games. And, when you go to hockey games, and one thing people do not really mention is the warm-up music at Flyers games. Some of the best music I heard during Flyers warm-ups. During this time, I was a big fan of the Chainsmokers. I want to take you all the way back to March of 2017. When I first heard Closer by the Chainsmokers, I only ever heard a very beautiful song by Lucas Graham called 7 Years. And that was a wonderful song. So music, in a way, has helped me. I have so much music on my Alexa. Created so many playlists on my Alexa. And during my downtime, when I'm just chilling, I put some music on, and I have myself a good time. Music has been one of the best things that has got me through some of the tough times in my life. I always say the Flyers were the reason that got me through some tough times, and music also got me through those tough times as well. So I'm pretty grateful for all the music I got to listen to. the music my mom played in the car, to the music I heard at grocery stores, restaurants, and CVS. I'll always look back on those times in my life and the music I was listening to when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, and when I became an adult. And I still listen to music today from now and then. If I have a craving to listen to a certain song, then I'll put that song on and I'll have myself a good time. During the holidays, I enjoy playing Christmas music. I know a lot of people don't like Christmas music that much, but it's fine. Whatever you're into, everybody has their own style. Everybody likes what they like. I really enjoy listening to Christmas music this time of year. It's really good to look back at certain aspects of your life. The music you listen to, the TV shows you watch, the times you spend with your friends and family, and the time where you meet that special someone. And that time where sometimes you get your heart broken. Music is always there to pick up the pieces, and it's always there to help you. I almost forgot to mention one of my biggest influences was the band Green Day. A lot of music helped me get through a lot of bad situations and a lot of stuff that I was going through in my life. So guys, if you ever have a memory in your heart or you remember back when you were a kid, always hold on to that. Because they're beautiful memories. Whether it be the music you listen to, the TV shows you watch, or the memories you spend with your friends and family. There are a lot of special things in our lives that we remember, that we look back on fondly. Guys, thank you for joining me here on Throwback Flyersguy. I'm glad I could talk about the music. I was glad I could talk about how music influenced my life. I hope you guys have a great day. And if you have some memories that really influenced you in your life, if you remember some songs from your childhood, teenage years, or right now, please tell me what songs had the biggest impact on your life. Please let me know in the comment section below what songs had a positive influence on your life. Thank you for joining me, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.